Hi, welcome back. We left off our 5 in a row game when we just had our grid set up. So let's make something more interesting. First of all, I want to make an enumerator which will contain our uh, players states enum players, which are going to be um, none, player 1 and player 2. Um, this is because we want to draw on a canvas, and if it's player 1 we want to draw an X, and if it's player 2 we want to draw an O, and if it's none then we don't want to draw anything. So go back to game engine and let's make a grid for our game, which will be a private players, uh, players, players, not player grid, player grid, and this is going to be an array. And in the constructor, we want to set this up. So player grid equals new players. We want to add a grid number, and also we want to set everything to none. Y is smaller than grid number, Y plus plus, and the same for, int Y. For int X equals 0, X is smaller than grid number, X plus plus. And player grid X and Y equals players dot none. Simple as that. So, what to do now? And we want to store our current player. So, if somebody is touching the screen, then we want that player to add an X or an O to there. So we want to store that private players current player, and we want to set just a getter method. What? Okay. Create getter and setter method. Okay, but I don't want to use a setter method because instead of using a setter method, I want to use a function which will be a public void switch player, and this is going to be quite simple. If current player equals players dot player 1, then we want the current player to be players dot player 2. Otherwise, we want a current player to be equal with players dot player 1. And this way, if we set this to players dot player none, this way on every start of the game the player 1 will start. Oh, sorry. And afterwards I will make another function where the previous winner. So if player 1 wins, then we want the next game to start with player 2. I think this is how it works in games. So I have two graphics, X and O. As you can see, this is just simple O, and other is just simple X. Simple as that. And in our graphics, after we know how big we want our bitmaps to be, we have to resize these graphics. So let's make this function. This is going to be load and create bitmaps. And here, and we want to store two bitmaps, private bitmap bitmap X and bitmap Y, and Ctrl+Shift+O to import everything. So bitmap X is going to be equal with bitmap factory dot decode resource this dot get resources or dot drawable dot X bitmap Y, no Y, O, sorry, yep, this is going to be bitmap O is equals, actually the same, just with a O. So we set up our bitmaps, but we haven't resized it yet. So let's make some comments like load bitmaps. Here, resize bitmaps. So let's store our current size of the bitmap equals bitmap x dot size. Oh no, get width. And because it's the same height and same width, I can simply use get width. And because the X and the O is the same size, then I can simply use just an X for this. And let's make a float new size, which will be game engine dot get grid size divided by game engine dot get grid number. This way you get I don't know, if you have a full HD phone, then 1080p divided by 10, or 12, because we set the grid number to be 12. This is going to be our new size. And float, make another float which will be scale size. This is going to be new size divided by the current size. For scaling, we need a matrix. Let's call it matrix. It's going to be just a new matrix. Matrix dot post scale. And this is going to be scale size. Yep. And we want to have our bitmap X and bitmap Y to be the new size. So bitmap x equals with bitmap dot create bitmap, and what? Yeah, that is what we are going to use. How can I resize this? Cannot resize this. Okay, let's create bitmap with this. So the source will be for bitmap x is going to be bitmap x. The x stands for the position of the top left corner. The y is no, x is for the left edge, and the y is for the top edge, and the width is going to be size. Height is going to be size, because this was the original size. A matrix is our new matrix. A filter is true, but I don't know this filter what that is. No, I don't know what that stands for. So bitmap O and bitmap O. So we loaded our bitmaps and make the row players function with a canvas in it. Oh my god. Create method, draw players. Let's move down here. Here we are going to draw our players on the canvas. So I will copy paste this. No, not this. I will copy paste. No, I won't copy paste anything. So just a simple for cycle. Int y equals 0. Y is smaller than game engine dot get grid number. Y plus plus. Same for the x-axis. Int x equals 0. X is smaller than game engine dot get grid number. X plus plus. How? No. Yeah. And if the game engine dot we need a function, we need a method for getting if on a position, what is it. So let's make a public players get player at. It's going to get an x and a y, and it's going to return a player. Oh no, return player grid x and y. So here we have game engine.get player at xy. If it not equals players dot, oh, I have to make the players to be public. No, let's make it protected to be visible in the class, not in everywhere. Oh no, sorry, I no, it's going to it have to be public. Protected is for other things. Players dot none. Why does it? I saved it. Oh, not this. Sorry, no. These have to, let's try protected. I think protected is visible inside the package. Yeah, imported and working. So we now can draw anything of what we want. So let's make a bitmap, temp bitmap, which will equal with null. This is for, I don't know, you don't need to make it null, but if game engine dot get player at x y equals players dot player 1, then we want to be the temp bitmap to be the same that bitmap x. Otherwise, we want temp bitmap to be bitmap O, and we want to draw this canvas.draw bitmap. We want to draw temp bitmap, and I don't want this matrix. I want to set the position, left and top position, which will be game engine dot get grid size divided by game engine dot get grid number times x, and the same for the y-axis, just with a y in it. And our mPaint function object. Yep. Or we could use null for this mPaint, but never mind. So let's make our touch listener work, and then I can show you that our so we can so I can show you that it's going to work. So we want to pass a game engine. We want to store it here. This dot game engine equals game engine, and because it's giving errors here, you want to pass game engine. Okay, so I want to have a temporary variable for storing the size of an element in a grid. So let's make it size of element equals game engine dot get grid size divided by game engine dot get grid number. We could use this size of element everywhere else. So let's make a switch statement for what kind of event happened. Now arg1 dot get action, and we want to know if it's a normal touch or just a missed touch. So I want to have 4 variables, which will be start x, start y, stop x, and stop y. And we want here to motion event dot action down. Motion event dot action down is called when you press the screen, and here we want case motion event dot action up, which will be called when you lift off your fingers of the screen. Here we want the start x to be equal with cast event dot get x, not event. I will remain arg1 to be event because it's much easier to work with. Event, yeah, get x divided by size of element. and start y is the same, but it's going to be event.get y divided by size of element. And if you lift off your finger, you want these to be stop x and stop y. And after this, if first of all we want to check if as you can see there is a space here, and if you touch here then the whole application will crash. So we want to check if the touch is inside the grid. So if start x is equals is smaller than GameEngine.get grid number, and the start y is smaller than GameEngine.get grid number, and not is if, and then if the start x is equals with stop x, then not then so I wanted to show you that if you press here and move your finger to here, then you probably don't want it to place your mark here or here. You just I don't know. So I want to let my users to place its marks to where they want. So if you touch here and so touch and lift your fingers up, then you probably wanted to place your X there. But if you move down there, then maybe you don't. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. So same with start Y and equals with stop Y. Then we want our game engine to add mark to this position start Y. This add mark is not made yet. We will make it now. It's going to be quite easy to do because let's make it here. Public void add mark. It takes two integers x and y, and if get player at x and y equals with players dot none. So because otherwise you could place an x on an o, and that is not the best solution. So then player grid x and y equals get current player, and then switch player. And I hope it's now it will work, and you will see our X and O's are going to be on the screen, and we made the basics of our game. We haven't checked anything yet, like if the game is ended, or if I don't know, if you need to restart the game or anything else. We don't use any animation yet. Come on. I don't want to 5 in a row. Okay, so as you can see, our grid is working, and I click here, and nothing is happening. Oh yeah, it's working. So as you can see, I can place my accents alls, and if I place here, nothing is happening, and that's a good thing because otherwise it would crash. So I think that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this video. Sorry for make it too long, but I wanted to show you something um, like not just coding, something that you can see that it's going to work after, I don't know, a couple of hours. So if you liked it, please thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. And next time we will make some dialogues to first dialogue will contain that who wants to start, and the other dialogue is will contain the end dialogue, which player won. So yeah, that's what I want to do next time. So see you next time. Goodbye.